returns is Natalie Cohen. Officials for today's match are Kurt Ulmer, Matt Zachy, Sean Spencer, and Kayla Peters. Carnegie Mellon and the members of the University Athletic Association are committed to principles of good sportsmanship. We believe that all student athletes, coaches, and spectators should strive to represent the very best spirit and tradition of intercollegiate athletics.
And welcome in to the Highmark Center on the campus of Carnegie Mellon University. Rob McKinney alongside Bob Orquist. We do have some fantastic UAA women's volleyball ahead, a doubleheader for Carnegie Mellon. First meeting up with Case Western Reserve, and then right after this one, they will be going up against Washington University. And Bob, this is a big tournament here at CMU. All the teams within the UAA are here. They're playing in the auxiliary gyms. They're playing here at the Highmark Center, but right now we're about to get started. CMU facing off against Case Western Reserve, coming in today ranked 19th in the nation.
Yeah, it should be a fun one for these schools, all the schools here, for round robin number 3 in the UAA. Coming into today's action, we've already had a few matches underway. Emory was atop the standings, 5-0. Carnegie Mellon was 4-1. Case, Chicago, Washington, who we'll see later, 3-2. New York right behind those two at 2-3. Then 0-5 for Brandeis and Rochester. But if you are in the UAA volleyball, Oakland is where you need to be. It's where we are for this activity, their third round robin. And good to be alongside of you, Rob.
And we are going to start this one off. We do have Natalie Cohen as the interim head coach here for Carnegie Mellon, as head coach Ann Bach did have surgery, was diagnosed with breast cancer, did have surgery this past week. And she did want to send the message that if you are, curious about maybe getting checked, to definitely do so. And our thoughts and prayers are with her for a speedy recovery, but Natalie Cohen manning this team, and they're off to a great start. Is Carnegie Mellon up 1-0 following that great finish by Elizabeth Schlemmer, who was prevalent in last year's matchup against the Spartans, had a total of 14 kills. And we're tied up now as the Spartans get a kill. Not able to dig that one out was Abby Chen, who is the leader on this team in digs. Abby Chen with 352 digs this season, 4.4 digs per set. Played around at the net, and a violation there on the Spartans, another point for CMU. It is Elizabeth Schlemmer serving now. That one just died, but dug out nicely by the Spartans. Light tap, played around at the net, but a violation on the Tartans gives the point to the Spartans. We're tied at 2.
And as expected, going back-to-back, these two teams, Carnegie Mellon non-conference, a win at John Carroll over Friday, 3-0. And for Case Western, they were also non-conference in their last match, 3-1 over Otterbein. Tartans take the lead.
Heavy shot there from Kat Jackson. Defended nicely, but the Spartans just couldn't recover as Jackson comes out for now. Zoe Gavros into the contest. She is the serving specialist for this team, as her and Abby Chen amongst the leaders on this team in aces. And she has a great dig there. The backcourt near side, it's Ray Chard. Now set up on the far side, it's Marfatia just missing, and the point for CMU. They're up 4-2.
Nice job by Gavros to dig after Sophia Dado, the libero for Case, in the white jersey today, made a nice service receive.
And keep an eye on Marfatia, leading the team in kills for the Spartans. Kept alive somehow by CMU. Setter dump there by Nia Tamala. And a big finish coming off Kaya Levy.
As we expected, the middle blocker. She was also on that first big swing on the near side. I believe it was Rayshard. And then a block. It was actually a double block. And then it slid back to the middle. And Kaya Levy with the kill. And 3 serves 4.
Well, so far, CMU doing a great job in the conference. They're 4-1. Second in the UAA, right behind Emory, who was also here. That's nearly saved, but works out. Off the hand of Juliana McFarland, tied at 4 now, but Emory's at the top at 5-0. Carnegie Mellon second in the UAA, 4-1. Case Western is actually 4th, or tied for 3rd rather, with WashU. Both those teams 3-2 in the conference. This one sent into the net. Back and forth affair, as we are going to expect here between these two teams. And this is a really talented conference. The UAA is NYU ranked, Case Western ranked, WashU ranked, Emory ranked. Carnegie Mellon, maybe depending on how today goes, they might get some consideration to be in the top 25.
Certainly they should.
That one sneaks in.
Good set. Callie Wall slides on the near side, near antenna. Big right-handed swing. Back and forth we go. This is kind of life in the UAA, not just in volleyball, too, all the sports. Great academic schools, very competitive athletically, and this women's volleyball conference is no difference.
Yeah, NYU we actually had a Division III women's volleyball championship here in Pittsburgh a couple years ago. Held at Duquesne. NYU was there. Did very well. 6-5 lead for Carnegie Mellon. Nia Tamala with the serve. Hard to handle off the serve, but the Spartans recover here. Here's Gavros in the backcourt. Now along the far side, left-handed Schlemmer. Knocked into the air by the Spartans. Trying to save it, they do. Here's Tamala. Setting up Schlemmer. Did she sneak it in? They say no. Just past the line.
Good system right there. Good little rally going on. And good setup, and here we go back and forth. Basinger coming back in to serve for Case Western.
Well, something to note here, Bob, as the season started, CMU getting the point here, but they probably not that long ago now, but they were able to defeat NYU at that point, who was ranked 13th. And Case Western, they struggled against NYU whenever they met earlier this season. They lost in straight sets. And it's really crazy just how much parity there is in this conference. Each match can go any which way. There's Kat Jackson with another point for the Tartans.
That's a good setup coming near side to Jackson. She is one of 5 Tartans who have over 100 kills. Laura Rayshard leads the way. She's plus 255. Certainly competitive and kind of makes it fun, at least from our perspective. There's a long hit and a run for CMU.
Yeah, it does. It's really great to watch the action here in the UAA. Case Western actually defeated WashU, who's the 8th ranked team, 3-2 earlier this season as well. So really up for grabs right now. A great start for Carnegie Mellon, looking for their 10th point. They won't get it here, but here's Tamala. Schlemmer, soft touch. And back over we go. Great sequence between these two teams. Here's Tamala setting up Phillips on the far side, too far.
She had the first swing from that far side, the right side, the far antenna. Good job, pretty impressive in the back line for Rhea Marfatia, who's one of their captains. As we get a timeout, Rob. She's a hitter, but she was really good in that sequence on the back line, digging and saving, and they kept it in play, and then the hit goes wide. And a timeout for Case Western, trailing by 4. Again, I just want to echo what you talked about, Rob, in the opening for Carnegie Mellon and Coach Bach, Ann Bach. We hope that she is recovering. Again, had a procedure. I thought it's in tune, right? It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so it was really, I think aware of her.
Yeah.
To let us tell that story, right? With the message being get checked.
Yes.
And so we hope you're doing well, Coach, and if you're listening, we thank you for that, right? Hopefully she's not too critical of us on the call here this afternoon. But again, we send our thoughts her way too, and hopefully she's recovering and everything is good, because Ann Cohen, the 6-year assistant, is actually running the show. These two met, Coach Bach and Coach Cohen, at West Virginia, I believe, And so Coach Cohen from Bridgewater State in his 6th year is running the show here this afternoon for CMU.
A great coach in her own right. And this team so far starting off well here in set 1. Leading by 4, but a timeout taken by the Spartans. We'll see if they can respond. They do. Right after that timeout, getting a point. Not able to save it there on the far side, Nia Tamala.
Chloe Majewski. And I think that Tamala threw her off. It's kind of interesting when you're strong right hand at the near antenna. So she was left-handed near side. So that switches the angle, which allowed her to get that kill point.
Schlemmer dug out well by the Spartans. There's Tamala. Now Kat Jackson has a couple kills. And that one deflects off the forearm of Schlemmer and out. 2 quick points for the Spartans.
A good dig by Tamala. Neha Tamala has been really good this year. How good? Well, she's over 800 assists already this season. A fantastic number. Headed to 1,000 assists. That's really great. Good play at the net. But into the net against CMU. Abby Chen is called for being in the net. I believe he said 20. Actually looks like 2.
Now CMU has done a great job defensively, and that time an ace sneaks in.
Good passer, 7th ace on the season. Good velocity near side. Timeout works, right? 4-0 run after the timeout. And Case Western has come back to tie this at 10 apiece.
There's good passer again. No ace this time, but had to fight that one off. Kat Jackson, either way, a great serve. And the lead now for Case Western.
Timeout for CMU. Out of system on the last couple of sets, and that time they try to get Schlemmer after the serve receipt, but it was off the net, obviously, as you can see, and can't get into your rhythm.
Well, last year, Bob, these two teams met, and Carnegie Mellon rather defeated Case Western Reserve 3-0. In the first set, they won 25-20, 25-17 in the second. In the third, 25-23. And Elizabeth Schlemmer, as we mentioned earlier, led the way with 14 kills. So it was very one-sided, but this Spartans team put it together this year. And this one is certainly back and forth in set 1. And another great start off the serve. Another ace there for Emily Goodpaster.
Yeah, she's done the job after the timeout. That is 6 unanswered points for Case Western.
It's a game of runs, and right now the Spartans are on a run, but answering right back, Elizabeth Schlemmer.
That's how you end it, right? Good setup, a little reverse setup for Schlemmer. Sorry, I keep knocking into your papers over there. And Schlemmer at the far antenna does the job. Service back to CMU, 11 serving 12.
Here's the set. Hard shot, nearly blocked.
Schlemmer got the block, Rob, but couldn't find the ball. She turns around, and it was actually in front of her before she could recover. But that's good defense by Schlemmer. Better kill for Levy, though, powering through that block.
There's Tamala to McFarland, second on the team in kills. She gets one there.
Yeah, Levy was in the middle. But Tamala sets it up, and McFarland tools that block, and back and forth we go. You don't want to get far too behind, right? 4-point overcome. Case Western has overcome, but especially in rally scoring, it's kind of harder to get on runs.
Bassinger setting up. Marfatia pushed it too far. And we're tied again.
Very close to the end for Rhea Marfatia. She's a senior. Mentioned the captain, the hitter from Rochester Hills, Michigan. And back and forth. We should expect this back and forth all afternoon in both of our matches today.
There's Tamala setting up Kat Jackson. Now Marfatia again to the backcourt. Here's Tamala. McFarland trying to work it near side. Can't fit it in.
So a good idea. A little short set to McFarland in the middle. McFarland, the junior from McLean, Virginia. I had the right idea to come to the near side, but just ran out of room and hit it out of bounds. But that's where the room was on that kill attempt.
Callie Wall for the Spartans checks in for the first time today. There's a block. Nearly saving that was Raychard. Could not.
It's been Levy, though. She's been really good. today, hitting and defending.
Got 2 kills for her. Here's Tamala. Now Schlemmer. Schlemmer getting it again. Here's Tamala. Setter dump. Nearly works. And out of position there.
Didn't work
in the Tartans.
Didn't work well for the black, but it worked for the blue. As Marfatia did the same thing, right? Sometimes that quick hit, don't always need to have the big kill, as impressive as that is, right? The big swing. Sometimes you just got to find the soft spot of the D.
There's Datto, near side, finding that space. As Callie Wall recently came into the contest, and now the Spartans are up by 4.
Another run. This has been a tremendous run after that timeout. It was a 4-point deficit. This is 10 of the last 13 points now for Case Western.
There's Schlemmer, well defended. Marfatia dug out nicely by Raychard. A little bit of miscommunication by the Spartans, but able to get it over now. However, a violation there on the Tartans. So the Spartans get another point, and I wouldn't be surprised, and absolutely we get a timeout here from Coach Cohen. This team is so good, has so much depth, and I think really what separates them from a lot of other teams is how many lefty hitters they have. Right now we've seen a lot of Elizabeth Schlemmer, but they do have Bella Woodard as well. And that's just a different element that's very hard to defend. This team well constructed, but looking to go on a run themselves, and they respond well right after the timeout. It's Kat Jackson again.
It's a good reverse set that time. Good defense by both teams in that sequence at the net, but then they get Jackson on the near side with the big right-handed swing, and the junior electrical computer engineering major gets the kill point. LCMU needs the run, trailing by 4.
There's Levy. Hard shot. Gavros fought it off, but that one would just had too much mustard behind it.
Self-defense by Gavros, right?
Reaction.
Sometimes you get those kills and there's nothing you can do but just to try to get a piece of it, which Zoe Gavros did, but it's a kill point and a 5-point lead for Case Western.
There's Tamala to Schlemmer. Now on the far side, it's Schlemmer again. That time with a dig. There's Raychard solidifying a point for the Tartans.
Yeah, tolling a block on the near side. Good set. Got to get that set in swing. Raychard did the job. Mentioned the graduate student from Guaynabo, Puerto Rico.
Izzy Saffert now to serve, the freshman. That time into the net. So the Spartans 5 points away from taking set 1.
Those are deflating service errors, especially when you're trying to come back or on a roll.
And Carnegie Mellon very aggressive off the serve. Will pick up a lot of aces, but also a handful of service errors as well. There's Levy, blocked by Phillips.
It's well done. Take that block point by Elizabeth Phillips, the 6'1 sophomore. Did you mention aces, right? Coming in on the teams we're seeing today, Case Western and Washington later in this conference. CMU 4th in total team aces. And
on the near side, it's Wall. Too strong for Tamala, 21-16.
Tamala, I was going to say, once that point was done, Tamala is the player lead CMU. That's good directional kill, right? You get the defender sliding to her left, and then the kill goes back to the right, and Tamala couldn't make the dig and the save.
There's Tamala to Raychard, blocked. CMU had a position here, nobody in the backcourt. Here's Tamala, now to Schlemmer. Schlemmer again. Setter dump, done beautifully. That time by Avery Bassinger.
Really good. You mentioned it. CMU needed that formation. no one was in the backcourt, they would have kind of made that save. Then when the ball got in the system for CMU, or for Case Western, they go back and Tamala couldn't get forward to make that save. And now here comes maybe an ace.
Chen hitting the light.
That's all you can do, right, for Abby Chen?
Yep, just tried to save it.
Hope that you can get it over there. Had enough height, too much height, obviously. When it comes up to eye level, and we're up top here of the Highmark Center, you know that's trouble. 2 points away from a first set win here for Case Western.
It's Dado the serve. Now Tamala to Schlemmer, blocked. 1 point away from taking set one is Case Western reserve.
Chloe Maciejewski, I mispronounced that earlier. Good block. Her and Levy have been noticeable at the net in this first game for Case.
Dado looking to end it. CMU looking to stay alive. Here's Levy. Dug out by Chen. And CMU getting a much-needed point.
Yeah, Elizabeth Phillips called for that. Got the good set and the good kill. She called for that as soon as that ball got in. Now you've got Rayshard serving, Rob, but you've got no margin for error. Chance to win this one, you've got to have Rayshard serving the rest of the way for the Tartans.
On the near side, as we have a violation on Carnegie Mellon. Not the way they want to end that set number one, but Case Western Reserve taking set one 25-17. We'll have set two for you in just a moment on the Carnegie Mellon Athletic website.
These teams here in the UAA, as far as women's volleyball, negotiating the top 25 almost seems like weekly.
First point of the second set goes to Carnegie Mellon. Bella Woodard.
Yeah, she'll get the block points.
Yeah, I don't think we saw Bella Woodard in the first set, and if we did, it wasn't a ton, but making her presence felt. And now an ace for Laura Raychard. 2 quick points for CMU, responding the right way here at the beginning of set number two.
Raychard, by the way, also on that list with, I believe, 29 aces. I could have my columns misaligned. I do know this. It's a 3-0 start for CMU with Raychard at the service line.
Yeah, it was Phillips at the net. That's the second block she has had against Levy, and Levy has had her presence felt in that first set, but the one that has stopped her has been Phillips, but not right there. As Levy, she was like, you know what, I'm tired of this.
Not on that swing. So those guys were talking about me, and Coach Cohen, Rob, made the adjustment. Levy's like, you're not going to adjust to this one. Gets the first point, 1 serves 3 for Case Western.
There's Kat Jackson along to Tamala. Now Raychard played around by the Spartans. There's Chen to the far side. Kept alive for a moment by Jackson. It rode the tape there on the top of the net, but fell down on the near side here.
I thought they were going to get lucky in rolling across the tape there. Chen, when she saved it back in, it was kind of off, and instead of coming in, it went out, and they tried their best. That's a 2-0 run now for Case.
Great dig there by Chen. Here's Kat Jackson off the head of Levy. Played around at the net, kept alive by the Spartans. Now Woodard lining it up. Another fantastic dig in the backcourt by the Spartans. Here's Raychard to the far side. Jackson has to just get it over. Setting it up is Bassinger. Actually just dumped it over. Played nicely by Chen. Here's Bassinger again. Great sequence, back and forth. Who wants this point more? There's Tamala to Raychard. Now set into the net. Well defended, but kept alive by the Spartans once again. Diving dig there by Raychard, and then eventually finished off by Phillips. Honestly, I'm not sure I can keep talking. I might be out of breath.
I can understand why, right? That was one great rally. Great digs on the Case side by Basinger. Good passer, Raychard with the big dig and the big touch kill at the end by Phillips, and a well-earned point for the Tartans.
That one just missing another point for CMU.
Chen to serve.
Chen serving again. A line drive. Yes. Another ace for the Tartans.
And Chen came in with 30, leading the way for CMU, and who take that 4-point lead, timeout. That helped Case in the first set on their way to a 25-17 win. Now CMU's made some adjustments. They look peppier. Can I say that word?
Yes.
I just did, right?
Yep.
They look a little more energetic.
Got some pep in their
set
step.
too, right? And they're dancing in the huddle. That helps when you're leading 6-2.
They're trying to stay loose, and that's exactly what they have done. Great start here in set number 2. But you're absolutely right. The Spartans responded the right way following that timeout when they were trailing in the first set and did not look back. Looking for that same magic here in set number 2. And right off the timeout, a point for the Spartans. And another kill for Morfatia. Ria Morfatia, the senior out of Rochester Hills, Michigan. Sent over by Carly Scott, and another point for the Spartans. 2 quick points now following that timeout.
Scott, one of the captains. Morfatia. Callie Wall was their other captain. So they've responded well to the timeouts. There'll be another serve for Morfatia. She's a biomedical engineering major.
There's Tamala to McFarland. Stopped at the net. Now Kat Jackson will try. Morfatia to the hands of Raychard. Now it's Tamala setting up Schlemmer. Morfatia again. Dug out well by Raychard. Now Jackson pushing it too far. 3 unanswered for the team in blue.
It's got to make Coach Karen Farrell, who's in her 23rd season and her second stint, happy. They've responded fantastically in set 1 and now here in set 2 after timeouts.
Dug out by Raychard. And not able to save it, Morfatia.
There may be nothing more irksome to coaches, especially coaches, right? But also to broadcasters when teams take timeouts and then they make unforced errors. That hasn't been the case for the Tartans. And 2-point lead for CMU. Thought they got lucky there with an ace off the top of the tape.
Yeah, that one, the tape worked to their advantage. And near side, it's Juliana McFarland.
That works to their advantage, right? Good set, great swing for the junior McFarland at the near side. And 8 serves 5.
Now a 2-0 run for the Tartans. Miscommunication in the backcourt, and another point for CMU, and it's another ace off the hand of Laura Raychard.
Celebrating that ace, too. That'll be another point. Good left-handed serve, just trying to sneak it in.
No.
A little too far.
Well, Raychard can do it all. She can do it off the serve. She can do it defensively, as you mentioned. We obviously know how talented she is offensively. And she is going to be very much missed. But again, I can't emphasize enough just how much talent this team has off the bench. They have a lot of really talented freshmen getting some playing time this year. There's Kat Jackson laying down the hammer. And Kat Jackson has another kill.
She's the junior. But when you can mesh, and Raychard is the graduate student, Chen is a senior, that's it. At the top of the chart for CMU, when you can mesh the incoming talent and the younger talent with the veteran talent, it's very helpful. Certainly has been for CMU.
There's Callie Wall. Defended by Schlemmer, and now Schlemmer and McFarland looking at each other. McFarland diving, but sending it into the net.
You could see that was trouble, right? As one player was going to the net, and then McFarland, they were kind of going away from the ball before they converged, and that happens. 7 will serve 10.
It's Levy. There's Tamala near side, McFarland. Now on the far side, it's Wall. Well played by Chen. Played around at the net, and the Tartans can't keep it alive. It was Wall and Levy there on the far side.
That was Wall, good hands. The CMU tried to go for the touch, and Wall perfectly over the net without touching the net. Gets the block point, and now the Tartans down 2. The Titans and the Tartans. I knew we were going to have issues with that. Titans trailing the Tartans by 1.
10-9.
Interesting, Rob. Levy, one of the few who doesn't use a jump serve. She's more of a standing serve. At least she was on the last couple of attempts. Yes, he's a walk-up server.
There's Tamala, now Raychard finding that soft spot in the backcourt.
Well, we've seen that a few times over the last couple of years. And this year, in this game, Raychard with a nice kill from the far antenna. Ends the run. CMU serves leading by 2. Second kill for Raychard.
There's Scott. Levy. That's Raychard. Stopped at the net. Tamala, far side. Raychard will try again. Saved on the far side by Scott. There's Phillips. Met by Levy. Those two going to battle today. And there's Raychard again with another kill.
Pulls the block. Good effort by Scott earlier on the save. She's a former UAA Athlete of the Week. We've seen Raychard serving-wise and defensively. Now we see her 2 straight points at the net with kills, and CMU up by 3.
There's Wall. No mistake.
You can say that again, Rob. Perfect set, perfect swing, perfect kill. Sometimes you, even though they're not wearing hats, right? You just tip your proverbial hat when it's in system like that.
This one just dies, but fought off by Schlemmer. Now Tamala set her dump. Ungo was ready for that one, and Ungo at the net.
How about Ungo? Great reaction first, and then in the middle. Fantastically done by Amanda Ungo, the junior. She's a neuroscience major. There she is again.
Skied into the air. Ungo getting set up, and pushing it too far.
In case if you're wondering if Ungo, the surname sounds familiar, her sister Jennifer, who graduated last year, the middle blocker, was the first All-American in Case Western Reserve history. That's a big hole that they needed to fill. The Titans did.
That one's sneaking in. Another kill there for Chloe Maciejewski.
Well, they're left-handed, right? You hit on something, right?
Yeah.
You're not used to that. That changes the angle. And if you're not seeing it a lot, sometimes it's harder to defend. That time she stayed along the far sideline for the kill point. Titans down a point.
This into the net error. Service error on Emily Goodpasture, who has done a great job today serving. That time a mistake.
Comes Raychard, who started this with a quick little service run, started the second set. CMU would like to keep that going with a 2-point lead.
And another point here for Case Western Reserve. They trail by just 1 now.
I'm going to tell you that Carly Scott will tell us, Rob, that she meant to do that, but I think it was a mishit. Kind of hit the inside of her right hand, but the angle worked perfectly. And you take the point, you take the serve back for Case Western.
It is Levy back in. Ungo will sit for now for the Spartans. And a fantastic finish on the far side by Carly Scott. Tied at 14.
83rd match in her career for Carly Scott, the senior captain. She's part of the Van Horn Society, an academic society with recognizing excellence at Case Western.
Jackson trying to give the Tartans the lead again. Cannot. And it's the Spartans, I believe, taking their first lead here in set 2.
It is. Mark Patea gets the kill. We've been tied several times, twice, three if you count the 0-0 start, but their first lead. Now it's an answer time for CMU.
There's Scott. Sliding dig there by Chen.
Nice.
And finding the soft spot, Kat Jackson. She's been fantastic today.
Chen with a great dig, great vision by Jackson. Probably great communication, right? Letting her know that didn't have the kill available, the hard kill. She finds the dump in, and we're tied at 15.
Back and forth. Fantastic UAA matchup here at Carnegie Mellon. There's McFarland. Back to Tamala. Now Woodard. That one might have gone long, but went off the shoulder of good passer. And the Spartans taking the lead once again. And once again, it is the ultra-talented Rhea Marfatia.
This is our 111th match. So she's got plenty of experience. Two-time All-UAA second team and two-time All-UAA All-Academic for Rhea Marfatia.
Well, Tamala
good right hand.
somehow got it back to McFarland, who somehow got it over the net. Well defended by Tamala there. Fantastic dig. Here's Levy. Took some steam off it. Pancake dig kept alive by the Tartans. Now on the far side is Wall. Stopped. Now near side, Marfatia. Dug out well by Chen. Played at the net, and it's Marfatia getting the point.
The overpass. Really nothing Chen could do with that. But what fantastic reactions twice in that rally for CMU to keep the point alive. And now 17 will serve 15 as we'll get Elizabeth Schlemmer coming in as Scott will serve for Case Western.
Well, Levy with an absolute missile, and somehow, some way, it was Tamala who kept it alive for the Tartans. Here's Schlemmer putting some steam behind that, but good passer right there. Now Tamala to Chen. Chen to Schlemmer. Far side. Now it's near side. Marfatia high into the air. Now Tamala to Kat Jackson. Played around. Over the net we go. Schlemmer that time too strong for Sophia Dado.
Give credit to Dado, but really good set. Near antenna, left-handed swing for Schlemmer. Just checked back in. She will serve. That's her fourth kill. One that CMU certainly needed. Back within one are the Tartans.
Levy, way too strong for Abby Chen.
You can just see that developing, right? You're thinking, well, as that swing's coming, the ball coming down with Levy in the middle, you're thinking, well, you're not getting that. And they didn't.
Well, if the Spartans get another point here, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a timeout by Coach Natalie Cohen. Tamala setting up Schlemmer again. And it's Chen diving, saving it. Setting up again, Case Western Reserve. Blocked
Nice.
at the net by Juliana McFarland.
Great anticipation, great timing for McFarland. The attack line kill coming from Maciejewski, I believe. Great defense at the net. Another chance for CMU with Gavros serving to tie this second set up.
Yeah, Gavros checking in, service error. She'll want that one back. The momentum has been killed for the Tartans. Now the Spartans 6 points away from taking set two and being up 2-0. There's Levy. Service error. Goes right back to the Tartans.
This is 3 times in a row now. The Tartans have a chance to serve and tie. First 2 chances, they were unable to. Needed here. Watch this run up by McFarland. And she's at least 10 feet off that line with her serve on the jump.
There's Wall. Dug by Schlemmer. Schlemmer couldn't get to that one following the block. 2-point advantage for the Spartans.
That was Ungo at the net for the Titans with the block. Good defense by Case Western. They again built a 2-point lead. There's the timeout that you had indicated, Rob.
Well, it just speaks to the strength of your conference when UAA championships at the end of the year, it's not just the top team or this second team, the second place team that's going and playing in the NCAA tournament, it could be 3-4 teams potentially getting a bid.
That's generally the case, right?
You see that in basketball,
Case Western
too.
made their third straight appearance, and they were not in the top. They actually made it to the semifinals. So third place finisher, Washington, who we'll see later, they were in the tournament. CMU, another appearance in the tournament as well. And certainly you're right. We see that in basketball equally. Soccer as well.
Ungo looking for that back right corner, and heads up play by Gavros. That was definitely going to sneak in. Well defended there by Tamala and Gavros. Bassinger on the far side, and another point here for Case Western Reserve. They're up by 3 on a 3-0 run. And that timeout taken by the Tartans didn't help them out immediately.
Not to overlook the Tamala effort, right, to keep that alive, but a good kill. Case in control. CMU needs to find it here. Good block, even though it goes out. So a blocking error. Rayshard. Tamala serves. There are two, really statistically, two of the leaders that stick out for CMU this year. And Tamala will get service near corner.
Woodard enters the contest towards the end of set 2 here. What a powerful attempt there. Well defended by Gavros in the backcourt. Case Western Reserve trying to load up again, but it's Woodard at the net with a block.
So they do load up, right? When they get Maciejewski from the attack line. We've seen that a couple times by Woodard. And now Case takes a timeout. The CMU has clawed back within 1.
And then we have Ken, who is right behind the official. There he is, the PA announcer.
Yep.
He does a great job here, coming up with tremendous nicknames for all of the athletes. She calls Juliana McFarland J-Mac. When Kat Jackson gets a point, he'll sometimes say, "Sorry, Miss Jackson, but she is for real." Keeps it fun here at Highmark Center. Is that it?
Kill.
It is.
Yes. Left-handed kill. Maciejewski's been good.
Well,
secondly, you can't go wrong with an Outcast reference.
Well, that's right.
Let me just throw that out there. 6 kills now for Maciejewski. Again, it's that left hand.
Well, she's been on either side.
But she's primary strong left hand.
Right. She's done well both sides.
Angles.
Yeah.
Yes, both sides. You're correct.
Here's Raychard. Now along the near side. Well defended, but into the net eventually off the hand last of Raychard. And 2 points away from taking set 2. That warrants a timeout by Coach Natalie Cohen.
I take it you like this song.
Justin Bieber. This is his one of his first songs.
One of his debut album.
Baby, I
right?
think it's the name, yeah.
Yeah, it is Baby.
Yeah.
Baby, oh.
Yeah. We got good jams, good vibes here.
I thought I'd say that instead of sing it and spare everyone next to me and listening or watching at home. But I will sing it on request.
Well, it's the Tartans trailing by 3 here, trying to find some magic late in the second set. That's a good response following the timeout. A kill for Raychard.
Good little reverse set, too, because you think maybe you're coming in the middle. They go back to the far sideline, and Raychard pulls the block, and she serves, trailing 2 by 2, 21-23.
Here's Raychard to the backcourt. Off the serve. And well defended there by Raychard. She can really do it all. There's Case. Abby Chen says no. And blocked at the net, but it goes out.
I like it, right? Case Western read it, and they slid over. It's actually Ungo, part of the double team block with 2 straight block error points, and now a chance to tie with a Raychard serve.
There's Bassinger. Now Tamala. Phillips. Way too hard to handle for Bassinger. Again, another one of those quick reaction
it's the
type
quickness,
plays.
Right?
But
the quick, when you get a quick set and a quick kill hit like that, it's hard to defend.
23-23. 25 points, wins the set.
So we see CMU, Rob, responding after a timeout.
Well, if they get another point here, for sure the Spartans are probably going to take a timeout if they have any left.
They do not.
And they do not. So We just got to let it play here. Tied at 23. There's Tamala. Now Jackson. Yes! 24-23.
She's not sorry about that, Rob.
Set point.
Well done, CMU. Well done to battle back. And now they're on the verge of taking set 2.
Can they do it and tie things up? We will see. Difficulties off the serve for the Spartans. Here's Phillips. And it's a kill. 25-23. CMU takes set 2. We're tied at 1 apiece.
Probably, Rob, not the way you draw that kill up. You're not going to give it back, though, if you're CMU. Great comeback in the second set to win by 2, 25-23.
We're happy to be here, and it was Jared Barton and I that actually called a volleyball match, which was the first athletic event to be held here in the Highmark Center. And
so
that was a fun one.
You're intertwined in history.
Yes.
Service here, by the way. I think Thursday of this week was the official christening and opening. So they had a ceremony to officially open this. But we're going to go with Barton and McKinney.
Yes.
And the official opening, because we can do that because we're wearing the microphones.
That's right.
2-0 start for CMU.
Great start in the third set. It's Abby Chen that will be serving, another one of the great serving specialists on this team. It's her, Naya Tamala, Zoe Gavros, all very, very talented serving, but a quick point here for the Spartans.
Chen, 2-time UAA honorable mention and all academic. Mentioned she's the senior, Ray Chart the graduate student, all rest juniors or below. So this is experience, but sort of a young experience, and that's another error on the Titans, a service error, 3-1 lead.
No, that's their
for
second.
CMU. That's not the way you want to start, right?
No, not at all. There's Schlemmer. Tartan's up by 2 here, and I think that hit the antenna.
Did. They got out of system. Good effort over there on the far side trying to get that and save that by Martha Tia. But the Tartans have 4 points, 3 of them. I saw 4 of them are errors on Case Western.
Martha Tia
She didn't
finding that space between
she didn't like
Richard
that,
and
She didn't
Chen.
like that air comment,
She
I
did
think.
not, no.
That's one way to do it, right? You split the D with a fantastic right-handed swing.
And another kill for her, 8 kills this afternoon. Actually 9, it just updated. That being her 9th kill. McFarland, that's
the
actually
block,
deflected, yeah.
I heard it. McFarland, nice kill in the middle. By the way, the officials working this contest, Kurt Fulmer and Matt Zacci. They are R1 and R2, and Sean Spencer and Kayla Peters working the end lines.
There's Levy blocked by McFarland. The 6'2 McFarland.
Sometimes, Rob, defense gets the better. I'm watching that. I'm thinking, wow, this is well set up. Fantastic job by Juliana McFarland, resulting in a case timeout. And that's your job, right? When your position says MB, middle blocker, that's it right there, and she did it well.
Well, since we've been covering CMU, they've had a lot of talented middle blockers, as we have an ace here by Zoe Gavros. One that comes to mind, last year we saw her and had the pleasure of watching her play since we started with CMU, is Jane Dean. Fantastic.
No question.
At the net here, the ace is followed by service error. Give a lot of credit to head coach Jan Bonk for bringing in the talent that she does. And I think the UAA and obviously CMU, with the academics that they provide these student athletes, this is such a desirable place to continue your education and athletic career. There's Tamala set her dump. They were ready for it.
That's good reaction by Scott.
Dug out well by Gavros. Now along the far side. Now it's Wall. Schlemmer's dig, just able to get it over the net. Another great dig, that time by Tamala, and that's in. Just inside the end line. On the far corner, it's Laura Rachar.
Good defense on both sides. One echo point as my CMU weekend continues. I was in Latrobe, or Latrobe as they call it up there yesterday, where CMU dismantled the Bearcats football eyes. But you talk about they've got players on the football team from 26 states, right? But the university itself is the appeal, right? If you're a good athlete, also good educationally, right? Academically.
And they can pull internationally as well.
Absolutely,
and it's
absolutely.
Such a fantastic place to go.
And we
to
can
school.
also say that because this conference, we're talking athletically how competitive it is. Academically, it's fantastic as well. So you could make that claim for almost all, if not all, the universities in the UAA. It's just fun to be a part of watching it. And I can only imagine what their workload is, their balance between athletics and academics.
Well, it's been dubbed the Ivy League of Division III.
I would not argue that point. Nice
diving pancake dig attempt there by Rachard. Couldn't get to it in time, and it is Chloe Maciejewski with another kill.
She good the rate. She's a senior. And we're talking about Rachard and Chen, graduate and one senior, 9 seniors on this case roster.
There's Phillips recently checking in for the first time in the second set, and 2 Spartans run into each other, but no harm done.
Well, no kill, but they keep it alive even though they hit that long. I thought that's effective, right? Get your teammate to just hip check the killer out of the way on the attempted kill. Tartans get the point either way.
You're saying that CMU planned that.
I'm saying
it was executed perfectly.
Mental telepathy, right? Of using the Force, if you're a Star Wars fan like I am.
There's Wall. Now Woodard. There's Tamala along that far line. Over by Rachard. And a powerful shot.
Great.
Fantastic dig by Gavros in
That's
the backcourt.
what made that, right?
He's fired up.
The kill point gets tapped over by Rachard, but it's absolutely Gavros' dig that got that point for CMU.
That was Amanda Ungo who had some steam on that.
It was right in, a great swing, right? Better defense by CMU.
That time, no doubt.
Sometimes there's no defense, right? Maciejewski's been good. She's not 9 kills now. Her and Marfatia, 9 apiece. That's a match high. Jackson and Raycard have 7 apiece to lead CMU.
Bassinger just over hitting the tape and down. Here is Tamala. Now to Rachard. Well defended by Bassinger. Saving it, Chen. Rachard. The set and the spike. Spartans load up again here. Ungo. And maybe jumped too prematurely there.
She's too quick and the set's too slow. And she tried to react and tap it with the right hand. She couldn't. Into the net. 11 serving 5.
And a timeout taken by the Spartans. 11-6 lead for the Tartans here at home at the Highmark Center.
You mentioned New York 13. To me, that's your prime win.
Yes.
The 3-1. New York was 13th at the time. New York is again 13th, tied with East Texas Baptist. Case is actually 21st. And Washington, who we see later, is 8th. So you could have 2 wins today for Carnegie Mellon over top 25 teams. And that's a resume. That's a resume that gets you into the tournament.
There's Woodard. And now Kat Jackson. Yes.
Tolls the block nicely in the near antenna.
And the Tartans double up the points of the Spartans. And keep in mind that Case Western Reserve, no timeouts left here in the third set. There's Woodard into the net.
Yeah, thought about it. She was at the attack line, actually out of bounds at the attack line. You can see the look on her face that she mishit it with the left hand. And that ends a little bit of the run for CMU. Good passer serves for the Titans.
It's Tamala violation.
Yeah, Tamala into the net. Really not her fault, right? Oh, it's Carnegie Mellon. It's a violation. I apologize. It's Case Western into the net. So
yep.
Good on that. Chen to serve.
Passenger to the near side. There's Woodard right there. There's Kat Jackson. Well, Passenger back to the near side. Scott gets the point for the Spartans.
Well, it's World Series time, right? So I'll use this analogy. That would have kicked up chalk if it were baseball.
Yep.
That's right to the end line. But you take the point. Down 5 now. Schlemmer comes back in. She's been good this afternoon for CMU.
There's Dado over on the serve. Here's Juliana McFarland, played around by the Spartans now. They set up Marfatia now along the near side. It's Kat Jackson, who has been fantastic today and
Gets the
continues
kill, right?
to stay hot.
And that's one of those if balls, right? You don't know if it's going to go over. So you have to set up, at least in your mind, defensively for the overpass. Then you realize it's coming down on your side. You got to try to dig it out the net. And neither could happen for Case. Although you counter that with a service error for CMU.
A rare mistake made by Laura Raychard.
Now serving, number 13, Carly Scott.
Carly Scott will be serving. Does have that brace on the right knee, but has not seemed to be labored here in today's game. And there's Juliana McFarland.
Say it again, Rob.
We need a radar gun.
Juliana McFarland. We do. Fantastic defensively. Big-time kill.
And again, no timeouts for Case Western Reserve. So if CMU continues to go on this run, might be hard to kind of stop their momentum. And the Tartans get the point, but I think that one might have hit the line, although we're not on it. Looked okay from our angle.
I was close. So it turns out to be a good decision to lay off.
That's right. There's Wall over. Now Tamala setting up McFarland. McFarland on the line.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. What a set. What a kill.
And she is making her presence felt. Between her and Kat Jackson, they have been fabulous here today. Kat Jackson with 9 kills. Juliana McFarland with 7. Laura Raychard also with 7. Most of those coming there in sets 1 and 2. Here's Raychard now along the near side, and they're going to say that one just works out.
Yeah, tried to change the angle to get it inside the near sideline, but could not. Also throw Phillips into that mix with 6. Although much like Raychard, Phillips and Raychard were noticeable in the first 2 sets. This set, Jackson, and most specifically McFarland, and a service error in Marfatia.
8-point lead for CMU. If you mind scrolling up there on the stats page, I'm curious about the hitting percentage. Maybe one more, go up just a little bit more. For Case Western, it is negative. The hitting percentage is negative for Case Western here in set 3. Not their best effort. 217 for CMU. Is that one in? No.
Out.
Just out.
Yeah, Rob's partner, Bob, which would be me. I'm scrolling all over the place. It is negative 37, so a lot of unforced errors for Case Western. The reason they're down 7. CMU, by the way, 217 hitting in this third set.
There's Levy to Scott. Wall right into the forearms of Schlemmer. And not saved there along the near side. It's Laura Raychard with her 8th kill.
Yeah, Raychard's saying, I'll teach these guys. I'm good in set 3 too. And she had the defense sliding to her, so they were coming left to right. She hit right to left and off the hand of the defense. And Again, an 8-point lead for the Tartans.
A laser off the serve by Tamala. Too far. And another point for Carnegie Mellon. They are up by 9 points, 5 points away from taking set 3 and being up 2-1.
Kind of making it look easy so far in this set. And again, it's the errors,
Yeah.
the hitting errors and the service errors from the Titans.
And again, no timeouts for the Spartans. They're not going to be able to stop this momentum by taking a timeout. They got to earn it, and so far they haven't.
Bella Woodard earned that block point. Nice scoreboard, the big scoreboard across the way. Confirms the solo block. Block by Woodard.
10-point advantage. That one just dies on Tamala. And it gives the Spartans maybe some life here in the back end of set 3.
One, you don't want to do that, right? Number two, it's always, sometimes you see that changeup, right? That serve, if you're hitting it. You mentioned a laser earlier. Sometimes you throw that changeup in there. She just couldn't quite get it over. And that gives at least some hope to Case Western, though they just return the favor right back.
Yeah, they are falling apart here in this third set, although CMU is 3 points away from taking this third set. You can't count them out. They are 19th in the country for a reason. First 2 sets were incredibly competitive. And it is, again, Carnegie Mellon with a point. Double hit.
That's a error on the pass, right, if you will. Just off the mark, nothing you can do in the net. Again, you're protecting against an overpass.
There's Bassinger to the far side. Scott hits the ceiling, came back down in play. And Raychard and Chen, they just look at each other.
You take it, I got it, and it falls off the fingertips of Raychard, right?
Still a 10-point advantage for the team in black.
Just proves, even if you're a fifth year in Raychard and a senior in Chen, right, all that experience, sometimes the communication just gets a little bit off kilter.
There's Jackson.
That's not off kilter.
What a finish by Kat Jackson. And she is now in double figures with 10 kills.
Also hitting
she's
over.
Been so impressive, I can't talk.
273.
There's Chen off the serve.
I'm a little frightened by that kill myself.
Set point for the Tartans, but they'll have to wait here.
Scott says, not so fast. One of the experienced players. UAA, earlier, Carly Scott was a UAA Athlete of the Week, so she certainly got plenty of experience. NCAA third appearance ever last year for Case Western in the tournament.
There's
McFarland,
ends it in the third set. Set 4 coming up with the Tartans leading 2-1.
Rob, kind of fitting that Juliana McFarland gets the final point because she was that good at set 3. That's how you are in system when you have a great setter.
And they do have that. And Nia Tamala and right before her was Mindy Lai. Who was fantastic.
She was great
in that position, and she has filled her shoes and then some. Here's Kat Jackson. Is that deflected? They say yes. Off the fingertips of a Spartan.
Kat was either saying, hey, that was deflected, or that's
give me the money.
DeVito.
Show me the money.
The quarterback from Syracuse at New York, right?
That's right.
The Italian celebration. I'll go with show me the money because she did there, and it's a 1-0 start for CMU.
There's Woodard. Now Kat Jackson. And that's Levy.
Levy as in too easy, right? Perfect set, perfect swing. Tamala got a piece of it, but not enough. And here we go, 1-1.
It is Dado, the first year out of Chapel Hill, North Carolina, serving. Here's Jackson, punches it over. That one might have gone long, but played by Raychard. Now Jackson with her 11th kill, or rather 12th kill now. And I think this has been one of, if not her best efforts this season.
Certainly needed, right? Final round robin weekend. Been big so far in match 1.
There's Tamala. Raychard and Woodard collide. Both seem to be okay. And Raychard trying to get back into position was just thrown off. Her and Woodard collided hard. Both seemed to be fine.
You know, Rob, what was more impressive to me than the dig by Tamala is she's on her knees, right? So she's getting up. She's on one knee. She's communicating to both of her teammates who go to get the save. That's sort of unnoticed at times.
Yeah.
Not that case because I saw it right in front of us, right? But you're making your presence of mind enough for Tamala to still communicate after making the dig and the save.
There's McFarland. Somehow kept alive, and that went right to her, and she was ready.
Not the second time, right? Fool me once, how the saying goes.
Shame on you.
The overpass turned out to be a great setup for McFarland in the middle.
There's Schlemmer. Strong serve, went right back. And now it's McFarland trying to sneak it in. She cannot. Just too far. Tied at 3.
Kat Jackson came in with 142 kills, so she's now up to 154. Jackson also with 28 digs, so she's noticed a little bit, or 28 sets.
There's Bassinger. That one's played maybe off the face of Schlemmer.
It's off the fence.
However you can keep it alive, you keep it alive. There's Tamala, now to Chen, setting up Jackson, just has to get it over. And that goes off the fingertips of Jackson. It still landed in, but the Spartans take their first lead now in quite some time.
Carly Scott totaling the block there to get the kill point. She's under 100 kills. It's interesting. Ungo is 2, Marfatia 1 on the attack for Case in that category. Good hits.
Finding the soft spot was Scott. No doubt about that one.
So I don't know if she sees the defense, so we see it sliding right. And I don't know if she sees the gap, but just quickly with the left hand right down the middle. Well done for Scott. 2-point lead for the Titans.
There's Schlemmer on to Tamala. Now McFarland getting another kill. And McFarland now, she's in double digits, has 10.
Also 12 points. Her and Jackson lead the way this afternoon for CMU. Scott with that last point. Prior to that, McFarland point 10 to lead for Case.
There's Chen. Tamala, Raychard. We're tied at 5.
It'd be interesting to go back to see how many times, we probably could, right? Not including the road games, how many times we've seen that. Raychard sliding. They go over one hitter to the outside, and Raychard just makes it happen.
And Gavros' service goes right back to Case Western. Well, it looks like serving now is Lily Crouch. I'm not sure we've seen her today, but serving for the Spartans.
This is our first. It is our first appearance.
There's Bassinger. Near side. Well defended there by Gavros. That's Marfatia lining it up again here. Again right to Chen. Here's Schlemmer. That one just gets down. That was like a curveball in baseball. Hard to read. You thought it was going long, and it just died.
Because not only the spin, not only was taking it left or right, but also down. So perfect. Just inside the far sideline. Tied at 6.
McFarland service errors. So 2 service errors here in set 4 for Carnegie Mellon.
I don't want to restate the obvious, but that was part of the story of set 3 for Case. So you want to nip that in the bud. Scott will serve. Scott, the Cincinnati, Ohio native. Also played basketball back in her high school days. Oh, that's a kill. Left side.
And we're tied at 7 now.
The laser from Laura. Indeed.
Tied at 7, 4th set. If CMU claims this 4th set, they claim the match, winning 3 sets to 1. But Case Western trying to keep it alive and push it to a 5th set. Back and forth we go. There's Levy, and Tamala stepped up. That one went right past.
Just unfortunate, right? So she's back maybe 2 or 3 feet. Rob, you mentioned she comes forward. If she stays home, it's an easy dig. Credit Levy.
Marfatia, the serve. And we do have a point here for the Tartans. Net violation against the Spartans.
Catherine Jackson returns for Carnegie Mellon. Laura Richard to serve.
Got Jackson, by the way, Davie back in. Davie, Florida native. NSU University. 49 matches now. Plus. Out.
Yeah, Wall hits that one just out.
You can hear Laura Richard right before I said it. So I took her word. Back and forth. Either team looking for a run here to get a little separation at set 4.
And neither team has needed a timeout as we've gone back and forth and back and forth. And we go back and forth again. Tied. I'm pretty sure the amount of times it has been tied here in this 4th set has to be 4 or 5 times so
Levy,
far.
by the way, I'm more surprised that's only her 6th kill. So, if I could read this right, 1-1, 2-2, 3-3. Keep talking.
There's a kill for the Tartans. They
6-6,
lead by 1.
7-7, 8-8, 9-9. So, I think that's 6.
Yep. But we could be seeing another one here if Case Western responds. Following the point from the Tartans. There's Scott. Near side.
Good D.
Now it's McFarland just pushing that ball. They're going to say lifted it.
You can see it. So add another tie.
7 ties now here. And it's just 10-10. Schlemmer back into the game here as Woodard will step out for now. Here's Tamala. Now to Schlemmer. Tried to pull that single block. And a response here for the Tartans now with 2 unanswered.
That was Crouch in the middle. Pulls the block. The senior from Chagrin Falls, Ohio. She's a psych major. She's also in the Van Horn Society at Case. They're back up by 1. Not anymore.
McFarland ties things up. 8th time we have been tied here in the 4th set.
Look, if I'm CMU, I'm going to simplify this, right? I'm going to 4 or 6 at the net. That's Jackson and McFarland. They've been really consistent offensively.
Miscommunication for the Spartans. They let it fall. And the
Like
celebration by the
celebration,
Tartans, yeah,
right?
why not? They're up by 1. Trying
Again,
to go on a run here.
That was about 4 Titans who were like, you got it. No, none of us are going to get it.
And
Nice.
a block. McFarland again.
J-Mac, Big Mac, car, whatever. I'm calling her good. 2-point lead, Rob, for CMU timeout, Case Western.
Yeah, timeout needed as they trail by 2. And Carnegie Mellon, again, we mentioned it. They won set 2 and 3. If they can win set 4, they take this one over 19th ranked Case Western. A lot of longevity. You can see how deep their bench is, too. I mean, you can tell a lot of student athletes want to come and play for her and for them as a whole. Case Western, a really beautiful school. I had a chance to go down there a few times while I was in college.
Great campus.
Located in Cleveland. There's McFarland. Why not? Just keep adding to her stat
I'm going to
sheet.
say go to 4 and 6 until they stop it. I'm going to state the obvious. McFarland's got the hot hand. Nicely done to total block in the middle.
And I think the one thing, if you're CMU, do not allow yourself to make those mental mistakes.
It's a big point for Scott. Yeah, no errors, right? And maybe even play like you're trailing, even though you've got a 2-point lead. Just keep your foot on the gas.
Yep. You give the Spartans an inch, they'll take a mile. And they have a serve here.
Tepker is in.
Yeah, it'll be Tepker.
She's played sparingly.
Was that deflected? They say no.
Out of bounds. Point Spartan.
Much to the dismay of Carnegie Mellon faithful here. 14-3 lead for the Tartans, but watch out. The Spartans on a little bit of a run. There's Tepker. On to Chen. Now McFarland powers that one, and Tepker could not handle it.
She's feeling it, right? You could see her in the middle, calling out the set and the offense. Perfect set, perfect swing. Good effort defensively, but CMU stays 15-13 in the lead. Now you need Gavros to come through, coming in to do what she needs to do is serve.
There's McFarland. That one just deflected off the top of the net. If it did not, that would have been a point
You're
for
absolutely
sure.
right. You're absolutely right. And it works in Case's favor because they get the point. If McFarland doesn't hit that off the tape, it's 16-13 instead of 14 serving 15.
And the Emory student athletes just barely onto the court to our right, watching this one. And I'm sure they're watching eagerly to see how Carnegie Mellon fares, because we haven't really been keeping up with some of the other matches. It's possible maybe Emory could have collected a loss, maybe keeping an eye on this one.
They were playing a 10, and so they're off till 2.
Okay.
We'll try to catch up.
Well, they're going to keep an eye on it just in case anything happens over the course of today.
Maybe, like us, they're just excited to come in and see some excellent volleyball.
They
this
could.
one tied at 15.
I'm
right?
trying to make a storyline out of it, you know?
Well, that's our job.
That's right. That's right. There's Laura Raychard. She is typically the storyline for this team, match over match, but it has been Kat Jackson and Juliana McFarland who have been extremely noticeable here today. But Raychard has done her part. I think she's approaching double digits in kills. Here's Izzy Saffert. Service error, and that's those mistakes you just can't make.
Raychard 11. McFarland, no surprise, right? Leads this match, this whole match with
13.
13.
Well, to put it into perspective, she had 7 to Kat Jackson's 10 at one point, and now she has 13 to Kat Jackson's 12. Those two back and forth, and Raychard right in there as well. And a point there, net violation against the Spartans.
Illegal touch.
Actually, an illegal touch, rather.
Point Carnegie Mellon. Bella Woodard returns for the Tartans. Neha Tamala.
Emory was victorious earlier over Brandeis. New York over Rochester. So Emory took care of their business. That's long, or was a touch?
They're going to say too far. It was long. They were hoping that the officials would say that was touched. It did not look that way to us either. So
sometimes we
call.
can hear that too, deflection, and that helps. Didn't hear it in that case. 2-0 run.
This is now, I believe this is the 4th or 5th service error in this 4th set now for
It's not good.
Carnegie Mellon, and you're just giving life to the Spartans. I mean, those are 4 points that you would be close to getting to set point here and coming away with a victory if that had not been the case. Now, granted, that doesn't mean that if they got it over the net, they would have for sure gotten the point, but you're not just giving the other team a point here. Datto to the near side. Stopped at the net. Follow-up attempt. And now the Spartans tie it up. 18 apiece.
Levy at the net. Gets part of that block, and here we go. Buckle in.
Arvatia the serve. Here's Woodard. Rides the tape, falls down, in play, and a kill for Bella Woodard.
We've been talked a lot about her. That's just her first kill. We've seen her before on a couple of other plays, but she's consistent in the mix. The depth of CMU that we talked about.
Well, Marvateva maybe thought about letting that one go, decided to play it last second. Now the Spartans may be out of system here. Here's Tamala, now to Woodard, lining it up again.
Chen points. Chen gets
advantage.
up, Robin points to Woodard.
That's right.
I think it should be reversed because Chen made a great play initially to keep that ball alive, and they got it back to Woodard at the near side.
They actually gave the point to
they did.
the Spartans
yes,
here.
Yes, they did.
I missed that.
Me as well.
There's Tamala, now to Phillips. Diving attempt by Dado, but she was already on the ground.
But she almost made the dig anyway.
That's right. 20-19 lead. I really did not follow how the Spartans got the point.
I didn't see the.
I didn't think they changed it. They originally thought they gave it to the Spartans. I missed that.
Probably on me. I missed R1
Apologies.
signal down in front of us.
Tamalo right there. Not scared. Neither is Kat Jackson. But maybe a timeout coming in the near future for the Spartans, and they are calling it right now. 4 points away from taking set 4 and a big win in the UAA. Carnegie Mellon holds on right now with just a 2-point lead. Case Western has done well following their timeouts. We'll see how they can respond, and maybe, just maybe, they can force a fifth set.
Mel, mentioned earlier a little bit, Rob, keep your foot on the gas. It's 21-19. If you're the Tartans, you'd love a 25-19, 3-1 overall victory here in this one. But Case is resilient.
There's Crouch. Seeing a lot of action here towards the end of set 4 when it's all on the line. Let's really trust her, and she's actually done well when she's come in and played. And McFarland discombobulated. And a point following the timeout.
My bad on the set. Hey, got it off the outside of her hand. And here you go. You're giving Case some opportunities. Again, with rally scoring, you don't need to serve the score, but you certainly like the ball in your hands to dictate if you can.
McFarland.
Is that dictating?
22 points now for the Tartans, 3 points away from coming away with a victory against Case Western. Again, if you're just joining us, CMU lost the first set, but won the second and the third. There's Chen to Tamala, now McFarland off the right hand. Bassinger and out. No timeouts left for Case Western Reserve, and CMU 2 points away from taking set 4 and winning their first out of 2 games here today. Here's Bassinger to the near side. It's Scott, and Jackson deflected it down to McFarland and Tamala, but those two not on the same page.
By the way, the 15 kills now for McFarland, second most this year. She had 20 in that win over New York for CMU.
She's the UAA killer, is Juliana McFarland. Did she
On
sneak
cue.
it in? No. Just missed, Bob. Just missed.
Thought she was coming through for you there. Good angle, middle to left. Barely out. Case is hanging in, right? Down. Actually, they switched the points.
No, they're just trying to.
Oh, okay. 23-21.
23-21, yeah. So they had 23-22, but it's actually 23-21. So part of me thinks
that point earlier
may have been, but now they're going back to 22. So we may have an issue at the scorer's table. The officials don't seem overly concerned about it, but I think one of the individuals is over there now trying to work that out. But it's important now, obviously, at the end of the fourth set, as close as we are.
Well, sure it is, right? That was right in this sequence, which is illustrated on our play-by-play here. So if you're CMU, you're not worried about that, right?
No.
You're
it's going to stay at 23-22, by the way.
2 points, even though we don't have service. 2 points, and we win this match.
It's the saying of control your controllables. You'll hear that a lot in sports, but you can't control what's going on around you. You just can control how you play. And if you play your game, stay in your system, then you have the better chance of winning. And we'll see how they fare here.
Look at this combination up front. 4, 6, and 8. That's your setter and your two most effective attackers so far in this match at the net for CMU.
There's Chen. Lining up McFarland, blocked, tied at 23.
Big time. Crouch. Maciejewski was there too. That's a huge defensive play for Case Western. CRWU as opposed to CMU. CWRU. Let's get it right, Bob.
Here's Tamala. Now to Jackson.
Oh.
Looking for that back line, and no. Just missed the end line. And a timeout taken by CMU. They have no timeouts left now with the Spartans picking up 2 quick points, and they're on set point looking to force a 5th set. Well, you got to win by 2, so if
are you surprised
Spartans are able to
are
tie
you
it up.
surprised A, we're teetering on extra points, or
Yep.
B, we're teetering on a 5-set match? Probably no to both of those.
No, I
questions.
am not surprised. And if it were to go into that 5th set, it would be 15. Be the magic number.
Still win by 2 in that case, but CMU doesn't want to get there, right? Take advantage here and win an extra points if you can.
All right, off the timeout. No timeouts left between these two teams. The Spartans on a 2-0 run, 1 point away from taking set 4.
Tepker, another one of those 9 seniors to serve for Case.
There's Raychard up to Tamala, setting up McFarland. Stopped at the net. Light touch. Here's Tamala to Jackson. Way too strong, but actually able to be handled in the backcourt. Great dig
It was Tepker.
by Raychard.
And then Raychard. And
Now
Tepker
Tepker again. Passenger along the near side, and it's set into the net. Maybe potentially blocked. That is McFarland right there. We're tied at 24, and the Tartans get the serve.
She went like this, Rob, so I'm going to give her the block. She raised her right hand like I got a piece of that. So
We'll
here
give it
we
to
go.
her.
We're going to extra points.
24-24, win by 2. Tartans looking for set point. Kept alive by Schlemmer momentarily, and set point goes to the Spartans now. It's Crouch to serve.
Well, CMU survived once. Can they survive again at set point on serve receive?
There's Raychard. We're tied again.
Yeah, if all else fails, right? We're talking about 4 and 6. 15 has done it pretty well in her career at the net. Give it to the graduate student. McFarland serves.
Since McFarland is serving, Chen is coming out, and Phillips, who has done a great job in that MB position, checking back in. She stands at the logo. McFarland, that one might have gone out, but played by the Spartans. Blocked at the net. Somehow they get it over. There's McFarland, now to Raychard. Diving dig, saved by Tepker. Here's Gavros to Tamala. Schlemmer just over to keep it alive. Passenger. Now it's Tamala to Phillips. Out. No, they said hit the line. Point. Carnegie Mellon.
Oh, they say baseball, right? A game of inches. That was inches. I as well thought it was out. Set point. Match point. Tartans.
Juliana McFarland, who has been the difference maker today, could end it here. One swing of the palm. She won't. She still has time, although it is the Spartans tying it up once again.
Yeah, Rhea Marpatia, not so fast, my friend. With a big-time right-handed swing near side. 26-26, we play on.
I'm not sure this 4th set will end. What do you think?
It doesn't feel like it will. These two teams are certainly playing like it won't.
Long.
Not a good time for that. Carly Scott, she can't believe it, the senior.
Tamala to serve. She is very good at serving. We'll see if she can end it here. The Tartans lead by 1, looking to seal the deal here and get a big win over a ranked conference opponent. Tamala serving. It died. Played by Dado. Near side wall. It's Tamala. Now to Chen. Raychard. Dado again right there defensively. Now near side. Blocked. but it goes out. Tied again.
This is wonderful volleyball. It befits where these two teams are in conference play too, and their levels of talent.
Marfatia the serve. Now Raychard to Tamala. Raychard kept alive by the Spartans. Here's Chen along to Woodard into the net. Crucial point for the Spartans. They can win it here.
So Woodard's off the net and also out of bounds, and I'm thinking, in her mind, do I just hit this over, right? She went for the big left-handed swing, and now again, set point, Case Western. Twice CMU has defended set point.
Marfatia looking to force a fifth set. Just over, pancake dig there by Gavros. Played around by the Spartans. Here's Gavros now. Along to the setter, Tamala. Here's Schlemmer riding the tape. And it doesn't go over. A crucial fourth set victory for Case Western. And we will have a fifth set.
29-27 and extra points. And totally not surprised the Case had the resilience to come back in that one. So now the crucial fifth set to 15 comes into play. Welcome to life in the UAA, folks. So here we go. First to 15, maybe.
All comes down to this. Hard-fought fourth set, eventually taken by the Spartans. Can CMU finish it off? We will see. Here's Abby Chen to Schlemmer. Two almost collide for the Spartans. They somehow keep it alive. That ball was heading into the scorer's table. Here's Raychard, defended nicely by Dado. There's Chen now. Schlemmer, far side Bassinger. Marfatia, right into Phillips. Crouch, now Tamala, Chen, Schlemmer, long. First point of the fifth set goes to the Spartans, and each point so crucial as you only need 15 points to seal the deal. Again, win by 2, but still.
By the way, Rob, final total, 19 ties. And now that's 30 ties all told throughout the afternoon, but 19 ties in set 4.
Unbelievable. Don't use that word often, but I have not seen that before.
That was fun, right? We're having fun. Players are having fun, although their heart rate's probably a little higher than ours.
I'm sure. Both with a lot to play for here. Saved by Raychard. 2 meet at the net.
The joust.
Now it's Jackson. Dado has been great defensively for the Spartans.
She has.
Here's Chen now. Jackson again lines up and just missing along the near side. And they really have to look for those plays where you just don't have much along the line, because if you get it anywhere within the box, I mean, good luck. It's going to be defended, more likely than not. One thing to point out, Juliana McFarland not on the court for CMU. We're tied at 2, and McFarland checks back in for Phillips.
Juliana McFarland returns for CMU. Abby Chen serving.
See if we can go all the way through this one. 2-2, 3-3, 4-4. Either
might.
team would not like that, right? But the way this match has gone, that's a possibility. Nice block.
Blocked, and McFarland can't save it. Again, the lead for the Spartans.
Well, let me just point out that 3-3 is now a possibility. That's good reaction by McFarland, though. She gets the block and she kind of falls off the net a little bit. Can't quite pull it back up for her teammates to play it over.
Kat Jackson able to get it over. Raychard had some difficulties with that, but leads to a point, tied at 3.
Levy just said, she tried that quick tap after it got blocked right back into her vicinity at the logo.
That one just inside the end line.
No
man's land.
Kaya was not happy that the previous point got stuck in the net, so she took her aggressions out there.
Well, one thing I do want to point out is that CMU has to play WashU right after this, and they might be a little tired based on this marathon that we have going on right now. Here's Tamala. Now Jackson has to just nudge it over. There's Tamala. Now Raychard. Chen. There's Scott setting up Crouch. That's a big time.
It is.
Spike there by Crouch.
Big kill for Crouch. Big effort by Raychard, though, goes out. Now you got a run here for Case Western. It could be the team that gets the run wins the fifth and deciding set.
There's Jackson. Wall. Played well by Schlemmer. Now McFarland gets stopped at the net. And it looks like a timeout taken here by CMU. They have to regroup.
And now CMU's margin for error is getting smaller.
There's Tamala on to Kat Jackson. Diving dig there by Dado. Undeniably probably the best defender in this game. Although, as I say that, she gets one right to the chops from Juliana McFarland.
Can't fault her, right? Big swing for McFarland. 19 digs, 3 receiving errors. So she has 1 service error, Dado, but 19 digs. I'm trying to find the assist total, 4 assists, but certainly been noticeable in addition to wearing the white shirt, right? Makes her immediately noticeable as a libero. Wow.
And that's a statement finish there for Maciejewski.
Yeah, big time swing. Near antenna, left hand, splits the D.
Basinger back in. She will serve. Her team up by 3. Again, 15 would win it here. Maciejewski, the point. Back-to-back points for her and the Spartans. They double up the score of CMU, who take another timeout. Or actually, we're going to switch sides.
First kill for Maciejewski was the big-time swing. That time the tap for a 12th kill. She's got 13 points. Second on the afternoon to the 14.5 for Marfatia. 19.5. That's how good McFarland has been. She leads all players with 19.5 points.
And the Case faithful chanting and hyping up their squad. Setter dump. Right there was Chen. There's McFarland pushing it to the end line.
Just
yes.
on it. Just on the end line.
Kissed it. Much needed point for the Tartans.
Thank you to Rhea Marfatia. She moved right out of my way. Of course, my call doesn't matter, Rob, right?
No.
It's the backline official, Kayla Peters, but it looked to me like it was on the line, so here you go. You need a run. McFarland at the service line.
Masinger to Crouch. Right there was McFarland. My goodness, was that a powerful shot. 2 run into each other for the Spartans. There's Crouch. Now Gavros. Great dig. That goes off the hand of Crouch and out. A kill for Laura Raychard and CMU. 2-0 run here.
So Raychard gets the point, right? But it's McFarland first, Gavros second with the digs. That kept that point alive. Tartans within 2.
There's Phillips right there at the net.
Yeah, the overpass made it easy. There comes the run now for CMU to call Black within 1. To call back within 1, excuse me. Timeout.
Spartans, yep.
Yeah. So CMU has gotten 3 of the last 5 points. They were trailing 6-3, so they took their timeout. So 3 out of 5 has them back within 1. Don't need an ace, right? But you definitely don't need an error on the serve if you're Juliana McFarland.
Here is McFarland off the serve. And Dado misplaying
You'll
it.
take the ace.
I think she thought it might have been going out. It
Exactly.
did not.
Exactly.
We're tied at 8.
And then she just reacted with her left hand.
Well, Case, their fans were all fired up when they were up 6-3. Not so much now when it's tied 8-8. Here's McFarland. Now Dado playing this one comfortably. Here's Scott over, finding the soft spot between Gavros and McFarland.
She had a surprise look. I think everyone got surprised, right? She got that at the attack line. Usually those are easily defended. Not so. Crucial point. Tepker comes back in to serve. She's a Kentucky native.
Raychard just over Schlemmer. Got to it, but didn't get enough on it. Nearly saved by Gavros as well. 5 points away now from taking set 5 and winning this one is Case Western on a 2-0 run. Following the timeout that they called. Here's Basinger to the far side. Marfatia to the back line. Here's Raychard. Gets the much-needed point for the Tartans. They get the serve back. They trail by 1. And back and forth we go.
It's the angle, right? When you get a double block in front of you, sometimes it's the angle. And she angled it off the outside hand of the inside blocker. And here we go. I hope you stayed buckled in, fans.
Awkward play there by Tepker, but it is the Spartans getting the point here off the deflection. I think that went off the left hand of Phillips, maybe Raychard.
Scott gets the kill point. Scott thought she had the serve.
It will be Crouch. There's Tamala. Now to Schlemmer. In the backcourt, played by Tepker.
Nice.
Blocked at the net. Here is Schlemmer taking some off. Diving dig there by Crouch. Marfatea off the hand of Schlemmer and out. 12-9 the lead, and a timeout taken by CMU, their final timeout.
Now you're a do or die for CMU.
Yeah, the Spartans 3 points away from claiming this one in a hard-fought affair. And this would be a heartbreaking loss for the Tartans, although they have... It's not over yet. They have some hope. They're taking a timeout here, down by just 3, but again, it's...
4 of the last 5 points for Case Western. Really, these teams, my first look, obviously,
yeah.
Right, Rob? They're very evenly matched, which has made it fun.
Well, the Tartans, either way, they're making a case to be considered in the top 25, regardless of how this one ends. Here's Tamala, setter
Nice.
dig, or setter dump, rather. Fantastic play, heads-up play
Beautiful.
by Tamala.
Not only fantastic and great court awareness, right? Much needed.
Here's Raychard. Tepker up to Basinger. And Marfatia finishing it off.
Eat Raychard alive, right? Where she goes up. You need that off the top of your hands, hits her on the palm, the bottom of her hand. Gets the kill point. Marfatia's continued. She's been good from the outset for Case Western.
There's Scott. Long. Serve will go to the Tartans. Big point for them. They're trying to go on a run here. That's tough to come by between these two teams. However, that, what was it, the second set or third set rather, was all CMU.
That's the exception.
Other than that, hard to get points. Schlemmer does get a point here.
Big time left-handed swing, far antenna.
And a timeout taken by the Spartans, their final timeout. So no more timeouts between these two teams.
And here we are. Who wants it more? Maybe in play.
Is it the team in black or the team in blue? We'll find out.
Both teams are black and blue after this one.
That's right.
It's been really, really good stuff. Imagine the second weekend of November when this tournament hits Rochester. You're going to see this all weekend between
all
the
long.
teams.
Yep.
Be worth the
price of admission.
Riding up to Rochester from around here.
A finish for the Spartans here.
Big finish.
1 point away from set point, match point.
Collie Wall. Good for Collie, by the way. She's going to attend, after she graduates, the Air Force ROTC at Case Western. So good for that young lady. Callie Wall. We're not done yet, though, right?
Nope. Here's Marfatia looking to end it for the Spartans. Tartan's looking to stay alive. Pushed by the Spartans. Now Woodard gets the point. Tartans aren't done yet. Schlemmer will serve.
CMU near the top in aces, fourth in this conference. Certainly love one here to tie this final setup.
It's Tamala, Kat Jackson blocking out. We're tied at 14. Oh, my goodness.
You all right, pal?
Nobody wants to win. And you know what? CMU will take it because they're going to look to win it.
No question.
They won't win it here, but it'll get them closer to that end goal. Dug out by Raychard. Kat Jackson.
Crucial.
To Dado. They play it around. It drops. Set point. Match point for CMU. It looked gloom.
That dig by Raychard. You're absolutely right. It looked gloomy. By any means, it might not happen here.
Don't expect it.
It was 14-12.
Well, Schlemmer tried to get started here. They told her to hold up. Now she can go. Match point. Wall gets the point. We're tied again.
Well, you're not surprised we're in extra points once again.
No.
Dado serves. Everything heightened. 15-15 all in this set.
Everybody here at the edge of their seats. I'm sure you are at home. Here's McFarland. Nearly got that one to go. And that one way too hard to handle for Schlemmer. Maciejewski with another kill.
Was good early. She's gotten good in this fifth set.
Match point now for
needed.
Case.
Well needed for the Titans.
Out. An error for Case Western. And I honestly don't think anybody wants to win this. I swear.
These ladies do know that it is the 15, not the 25, right?
Yes.
Because we might get the 25.
We might. Sure, lots of nerves, anxiety between both teams. Schlemmer now to Tamala. Raychard's blocked. Match point again.
Callie Wall, huge at the net on the block.
And I think everybody's watching this. You have some of the other schools that are here that finished up. You have opposing teams fans here. You got Case Western, CMU fans. Everybody seeing how this one's going to end. Basinger to the far side. And finishing it off and sealing the deal is Chloe Maciejewski. And a hard-fought battle between these two teams, but it's Case Western Reserve getting the win at the end of the day.
What fantastic stuff. 14th kill, the biggest for Chloe Maciejewski. Both teams leaving it all out there. What a fantastic match. And you got to gear it up, right? Because Washington comes to call for CMU, who is 8th. And Chicago, if Chicago wins, they'll stay 4-2. Case Western now 4-2 in conference. CMU now 4-2 in conference. So goes life in the UAA.